Hi. This weekend I've been thinking about the willingness of people to accept different, non-normal kinds of transportation. Um, so this weekend is 10-10-10, but in general, 10-10-10 is this consciousness-raising activity about climate change and the need to decrease carbon emission from our society. But in general, uh, that's not something that we need to worry about every day. That's not something we need to worry about on one day a year. It's something we need to worry about every day, all the time. So it really needs to be an everyday thing. Um, so, uh, so the one of the biggest things that is uh, emitting negative environmental stuff, uh, emissions, whatever you want to call it, is the exhaust from our cars. The main greenhouse gases are the CO2 and other exhausts that come out of cars uh, and other things. But this is uh, a, a huge portion of the emission is from burning fossil fuels. So there's a couple ways to get around it, and I want to show you quickly a couple vehicles that I have. Okay, electric. So this is an electric car, Karmann Ghia. So let's back out and show you the entire car. It's a very beautiful restoration of a classic car. Plus, it was made into being electric. I'm currently redoing the electric part, so this car is not running right now, but it will be. It will be shortly. And to prove that it's electric, there's the electric motor and a controller. And there's a bunch of hanging cables because it's in the middle of being redone. Okay, the other vehicle, electric bicycle. See the electric motor. It's a bicycle. You pedal it just like a regular bicycle. You just have a throttle and a motor that adds speed. And I guess while I'm doing this, I might as well show an electric motorcycle. See? It's a motorcycle. Big battery pack, and there's a motor in there, I promise. Okay. So I wanted to show you those those are three vehicles, weren't they? So I wanted to show you those vehicles to show that, okay, I've been experimenting with different kinds of transportation for over 10 years, and most of my experimenting has been with electric vehicles of different kinds, mostly small electric vehicles, and looking for alternatives to burning gasoline. And so the thing that's happened is people will notice that I'm on an unusual vehicle. I have other vehicles than the ones I showed. So, bicycle, scooter, motorcycle, car. Okay. So the reaction I get is different depending on what vehicle I'm on or in, as the case may be. And the thing I've learned from the different reactions is that there's a willingness that people have to see themselves as actually adopting whatever vehicle that they're looking at. And I'm really curious what the actual subconscious psychological explanation might be, but it looks like generally this is based on 100, 200 people that I've talked with. Uh, Generally, uh, the people looking at me in my electric car will more easily be able to see themselves doing that because a car is what, quote unquote, everybody has. Um, Whereas, generally, if they're looking at me on my electric motorcycle or electric scooter or electric bicycle, they're curious, they're interested, they appreciate the technology and so on, but they're generally not seeing themselves actually doing that. And and it and it didn't really sink in the difference between this until I got the electric car and started seeing the reaction that people were having when they were looking at me in my electric car versus previous times when I was on other vehicles. Um, so, yeah, I don't know what more I could draw from it than that, other than uh, that there's a huge potential for electric bicycles because they are incredibly low amounts of energy and resources required to do the thing that we're doing, which is transporting ourselves around. Plus, they offer us exercise and time in the outdoors. And the electric car, as wonderful as an electric car is, and trust me, I wouldn't be spending the $20,000 it's taking to build that car if I didn't think that there was some value from it. But as wonderful as it is, it's not as much of a gain in terms of energy and resource efficiency as an electric bicycle is. On the other hand, the electric car can do things that the electric bicycle can't, such as go 50 miles away and do so pretty quick. At least that's what I'm hoping this car will turn out to be able to do. So this is just some observations about people's willingness to adopt different kinds of transportation, and uh, and the and and so the anybody's lack of willingness to adopt a particularly unusual kind of transportation is, to an extent, an unwillingness to really address climate change and environmental issues.